You already know what it is. It's your boy B. I'm right back up at you cats with another video. Welcome to my show, man. A beautiful moon out here. This is the Outlier Experience by your boy B, the Outlier. And it's another week, my people, another week. The first work week in February. January went by real fast, my people. And that's exactly how the world goes by, man. Real fast. You got to be deliberate about your days. And what I mean is you got to have them kind of planned out, my people. What I call this is having a system work for you. You want to have a system where it's moving you forward, even when you're not trying, man. Even when you're not trying, you want to have a system moving you forward, even when you're not trying. Like I said, this is the Outlier Experience by your boy B. Hit that like button. Drop me a comment. Tell me where you're coming from. What time is it? Where you at? And what are you looking forward for this week? Yes, sir. Y'all know how I do. I start my chats off with that 10%. We talk about the health. We talk about the work. And we also speak about just genuine growth and things that happen outside of everything else that's going on in the world, my people. Yes, sir. So we got my boy Big Mont on the check-in. He said Monday morning. What do you say? Monday morning, back like a crack addict. Yes, sir. We back at it like a crack addict. Yes, sir. We right back, y'all. And y'all know how I do. We start with the 10%. We talk about that health. And this weekend was a great weekend, my people. I think I drank on Saturday because as I mentioned to you cats, you can go back to my live stream. I was at that fight on Saturday night at the Madison Square Garden between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. It was a great event, my people, great event. But it seemed like only one person showed up to the fight, man, and that was Shakur Stevenson. And he most definitely dominated. I think I predicted to you cats that he would win, but I didn't know it was going to be as easy as it was. It looked like Shakur ain't even really break a sweat out there, man. He just handled it very well, you know? So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I didn't wake up with any residue the day after because I only really had a couple of drinks. I ain't overdo it. And I gave myself my shots and my diabetes. Feel real good, man. I am also still gaining that weight. So the method is working, man. The method is working. Hopefully by the end of the year, I will reach my goals, my weight goals, and also my A1C. I don't speak about A1C a lot. I just tell y'all about the daily grind, you know? But the A1C is basically the average of your blood sugar for a whole 3 months. And these are the numbers that the doctors definitely look at. And I think my A1C is going to be pretty high the next time I go to the doctor. But that's the next method, man. That's the next thing we working on. And we got 20 people on the check-in. Damn, son, we heated up real fast, man. Y'all 20 people better hit that like button if this is the type of thing that you're into. And what type of podcast is this? I'm just a regular brother who go to work every single day and just talk about his experiences, man. Just speak about his experiences. So if this is what you like, hit that like button, my man. And also subscribe. Yes, sir. So, y'all won't believe, man, I got carded at the fight, man. They carded me. And I'm 45 years old, my people. I'll be 46 in May. And they still carded me. I'm like, yo, shorty, I'm in my 40s, yo. She's like, nah, you definitely don't look in your age. And I ain't complaining about it because there are a lot worse things you can complain about. But it is a little bit frustrating when you get carded, especially when you forget your damn license, man. And I had my wallet on me, but I forgot my damn license at the crib, yo. I don't know how it happened. I think it happened when I took a picture of it because I was going to stay somewhere and they wanted a picture of my ID. So I took the picture of my ID, but I forgot to put it back in my wallet. And now I was walking around without a wallet, man. Damn, son. So I had to get my cousin to come out, and he helped me buy the drink, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. The next thing we speak about is work, my people. In the work week so far, I don't see anything ahead of us. Y'all know what happened last week. Last week, it was a little stressful. We got audited and things weren't the way that they were supposed to be. Words got exchanged. We basically got ate out. That don't even sound right. We basically got reprimanded, as a department. And I took the responsibility for it because, like I said, as a manager, you feel me? You got to check up on people and make sure that they are holding steady to what they're supposed to be doing. And that's definitely something that I learned. Before, I was one of those people that say, damn, I'm one of the youngest in the department, so I'm not supposed to be telling adults what they supposed to be doing. But in the real world, man, adults usually are the same kids that they were growing up. They just learned how to disguise their nonsense better, and they've been getting away with it longer, man. So I do kind of got to check up on adults. I don't like doing that, but it is what it is, man. In order to get things done, that is what you have to do, my people. So, at the fight, who did I see? Honestly, I ain't see really no celebrities. Only person I saw was Shannon the Cannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs. Let's go, champ. You already know who that is. Let's go, champ. So, that got me to thinking about a little thing that I want to talk about on the show. And this is New York, a magical city where you could be walking down the block and you don't know who you could meet. So that got me into thinking about the rap game, and rap has been something that has been important to me my whole life. And it got me to speak about some of the rappers who I met, my people. Some of the rappers who I met just on regular, crazy days. And I'm going to give y'all 3 stories of 3 rappers that I met in personal life. And this is not in any order, but we're going to tell the stories, my people. And who on that check-in? Who is on the check-in? Hit that like button. Tell me exactly where you guys are coming from. And tell me some of your favorite musicians, some of your favorite actors, some of whoever you think is a celebrity, my people. Some of the people who you guys think are celebrities. Yes, sir. So the first story I'm going to speak about is one of my favorite rappers, man. And this is a local legend. He is from the area. We are in Freeport. And this cat, I actually met him on 2 separate occasions, man. 2 separate occasions. And both of them were very random. So the first time I met this brother was in the 5th grade. And I think I mentioned before that I went to Northern Parkway over there in Uniondale. So that's a hint on who I'm talking about. This rapper is from Uniondale. He also represents BK. And I met this cat on 2 separate occasions, man. And the first time was back in 1990, 89, 90. I believe it was 90/91. And I was in the 5th grade. And I went to Northern Parkway in the 5th grade. Now, these cats, they are a local group, man. Leaders of the new school. Leaders of the new school. They straight from Uniondale. And one of the people from Leaders of the New School is Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes, yes, sir, from the Flip Mode Squad. Busta Rhymes, one of the greatest rappers in the game, my people. So what happened is that he's from the same area over there where Northern Parkway is from. I think they call it Dark Side, the cats in Uniondale. They might call it Dark Side over there, if I'm not mistaken. And they were going around to, like, the schools and stuff. If y'all remember the video, it's called Sob Story. It go, I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. It's the sob story. The sob story. That's an old school joint, man. Old school, old school, old school. But in that video, what they did was driving around Uniondale. And it just so happened that my class was on recess when they went around there filming the video. And you should have seen the kids, man. I still remember this stuff. Y'all should have seen the kids. All the kids was running up to the camera, basically trying to get themselves in the video. And I just remember that, man. I was definitely in that video, but you got to slow it down. You got to slow it down to see me, man. You got to slow the video down to see me, you dig? But I was in it. Then we fast forward about 20-something years, right? Same area. Right over there by Nassau Road. So it was on the late night, man. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I used to do back then. But it was on a late night. I was in my car. I stopped at the gas station over there. Anybody know? Over there, exit, what is that? Exit 19 is Hempstead. So I think it's exit 21. Right over there, exit 21, off the Southern State Parkway. I'm over there. I see Busta Rhymes, son. And this is older Busta Rhymes, Diesel Busta Rhymes. And he basically talking craziness to his security. Like, basically giving them, like handing them one. It was crazy, yo, the craziest thing. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna go up and say nothing to that brother. He seemed irate, he seemed irritated. And I was like, I ain't messing with that dude, man, you know what I mean? But it was definitely cool meeting somebody that you see on TV all the time, somebody who represents the same area that you represent. My boy Big Mon said, exit 21, Amco, yes sir. He is right by that gas station, right over there, man. You know, so I seen him over there. He was talking crazy to his security. Wild night. Next person I met, and this has been one of my favorite rappers growing up. Now, y'all know I'm into lyricism, man. Growing up, KRS-One was one of my favorite rappers. So this dude right here, he keeps up the same energy as KRS-Ones, the Chuck D's, all of these other type of cats. But he is straight from the West Coast. Now, his first album, Soul on Ice, is just legendary. If you want to hear just lyrics being spit over beats, Razzcast's first album, man, that was legendary right there, Soul on Ice. Some of the stuff that he said on there, still is gonna make you go crazy. So, one of the first joints I heard was he was on a song with my boy Exhibit. And y'all know I like Exhibit, but I was listening to an Exhibit album. And Razzcast came on there. He said something like, yo, if you looking for sympathy, you better look between orange, whatever he said, man, orange in the fucking dictionary, some shit he said. And I'm like, damn, yo, he killing it. He said, I got so-called riders crashing the brick fences, switch my name to Paparazzi so you die like that white princess. Some craziness he was saying. So I'm like, damn, yo, who this? And the next year I went to college. So that was off the Soul on Ice album. And I met this dude, Ramon. Shout out to Ramon. He's straight from Jersey, man. One of the first real hip-hop heads. I thought I was a hip-hop head. But this dude was a real hip-hop head because he had access to the internet. And this was back in like 1999. And not too many people had access to the internet. So he was downloading all of this stuff that I never even heard of before, man. This is back when like all hip-hop was around. So he was downloading all of that music. He was the first person to introduce me really to like Eminem. This was before Eminem, I think, Hi, My Name Is, that had just came out. And I was like, yo, this is some Kool-Aid rapper. But he was like, nah, son, that cat Eminem could spit. And I was like, really? And he was letting me listen to a whole bunch of Eminem freestyles. And I'm like, yo, damn, yo, this kid can spit, you know? But I always liked Razzcast because I thought his lyrics had a lot more substance to them. So Raz was always one of my favorite rappers. And I was watching this dude and listening to him for the longest, man. And I remember one of his rhymes where he was talking about Times Square in New York. And I'm like, yo, how the hell do Razzcast know so damn much about New York? And I think he had said something because y'all know a lot of West Coast artists, in order to get their props for being lyricists, they often mess with a bunch of New Yorkers, you know? And Razzcast was one of them cats who moved to New York. Now, I always kept that in the back of my head, like, yo, one day I'm gonna run into this cat, yo. One day I'm gonna run into this cat. So one day I'm over there at the Long Island Railroad Station in Jamaica, and something told me to just walk around, you know what I mean? Walk around. So I started walking around, and guess who I see? Right there at Long Island Railroad Station in Jamaica. Razzcast, man, the waterproof MC. And I don't usually walk up to people and talk to them because that's not really my style. But this was something where I was like, man, I'm never probably going to see this dude again. And Razzcast is one of those lyricists or rappers who probably can walk around just normal. And not too many people know him. And I know how much he put into his lyrics. So I'm like, man, it'll probably make his day for him to see a young brother walk up to him and tell him how much their lyrics meant to them. And I went over there. I was like, yo, what up, Raz? He's like, oh, it was good, man. And I'm like, yo, your lyrics definitely held me down, taught me a whole lot. Because again, this was right when the internet was really just becoming accessible to everyone. And that song, Nature of the Threat, was one of those songs where you listen to the lyrics, and then you put it into like Google or whatever search engine you was into at the time. I think it was probably Yahoo. And you follow those lyrics, and it leads you to different books that you never read before. And that was one of those albums. He was one of those artists that definitely made me feel like that, you know? So shout out to Razcast. I met that brother. He was cool in person.